In this video, I will be going over the Google Docs Citations tool and how to use it to make both in-text citations and to make your works cited. In my classes, you'll see an assignment similar to this one, or maybe even the same one, to complete. And this is just to work on using the Google Docs Citations tool. So, in your assignment, you might first watch this video, and then you're going to create a new Google Doc, adding all three of these attached sources as references in your Google Doc using that Citations tool. Okay, so let's just go ahead and open up the first one. And it is right here, an article. So we're just going to copy, Control-C, that URL, and then we're going to go to a new Google Doc. So here's our new Google Doc. We will need to go up to the Tools and then click Citations. And here we have No Citations because it's a brand new document. We'll click Add a Source. It is a website. And we'll just paste that URL, Control-V, click Search. And we'll go ahead and say Continue. It came up with our author, and it added the title, the website title. It did not come up with the published day, published month, published year, and we do like to have those for MLA. So let's just take a look back at our article and see if we can find one. It's not here at the top, which it often is. Sometimes it'll be at the bottom, so I would scroll down. But I don't see one there. Yeah, I don't see any sort of a date for publishing that we could use. So we'll just go ahead and leave that blank. And we'll say add the citation source. There it is. The next thing we need to do is add a quote from this, because our assignment added us to use a direct quote from it. So we don't really, it doesn't really matter what we use for today's purposes, but we'll just pretend that I wanted to use this exact wording in my paper I'm writing. So then I'll just copy it, paste it over, and since it's their exact words, we've got to put quotations around it. And then we just click this little Cite button, and then there's your in-text citation. If we had paraphrased this idea from this author, we would still click this Cite button and give them credit for the idea, even though it wasn't their exact words. And that's the way we stay away from plagiarism, or at least one of the ways. Okay, let's do our next source. We have 3 of them to do on this. So we can exit out of the first one. Let's go to the second one. We'll copy our URL, Control-C, go back to our Google Doc, add a citation source. It's a website. We'll search for it, paste Control-V, and continue. This one did not come up with the name. So we're gonna want to go make sure that they have a name for our article. Once in a while it's just a corporate organization, but I think this one does have a name. So let's just look at it again. Summer Allen. So we'll add her name, and we're also going to need a quotation from it. We'll copy a sentence we wanted, and back to our Google Doc. We will paste in our sentence. We'll put Summer Allen in. This was her exact words, so we'll use quotation marks. And then, after adding this source, we'll just click Cite. Notice how it came in on the top. That's because it automatically alphabetizes our sources by last name. So there's our second one. And we're going to do one more source this morning, or afternoon, whenever you're doing your assignment. And here's our third one. Notice this one has a screen name, or maybe even a company name or something. It doesn't have an actual person's name as the writer. So just keep that in mind. We'll copy the URL and we'll go ahead and add a source. It's a website. And we'll paste it in there. Now, this tool believes that the author is called Nikita Dugal. You'd want to take a quick look and make sure that that's correct, because it definitely looked like it was by Simplilearn when we opened it up. So let's just take a look and see if we can find Nikita Dugal. Maybe at the bottom of the article. Sometimes there's like an about the author or something like that. I'm sure not finding anything. Oh, the next thing, read next, is by Nikita Dugal. So this particular article is not, but this next thing that would come up on this website is. So we're going to want to delete her name out of there and just put Simplilearn in, which is what we immediately had thought it was. So instead of doing first name, last name, I'm going to click corporation, organization, and type in Simplilearn. And now I believe it's finished, so we'll add the source. But we do need something from the source. There's a sentence we might have wanted that perhaps would have supported whatever claim you were making in your writing. Quotation marks around it because it's their exact words, and this assignment asked for direct quotes. And then we'll just click over here on the Cite tool so you can see the last name of each, or the corporate organization name in this case will show up in parentheses. That's MLA style. We have all three sources now. The only thing left to do is create our Works Cited. And all you have to do after you have your sources added is just click Insert Works Cited. And from whatever point you're inserting at, that will come in. You will want to make sure that you enter it down to where it starts a new page, because Works Cited should always start a new page. They should be double spaced. The first line should not be indented, but any additional lines of the citation should be indented, and this does it all for you, does all of the formatting. So this Google Docs tool has really come a long ways. Very good tool to help keep you in MLA style. And there are other styles. You could choose to do Chicago or APA as well if your teacher or professor wanted that. So that is today's Google Docs tool video. So hopefully that helps you make it through these assignments and to do your best writing.